What's up, family? This is K Says back again with another video. And as we're on this kick of this whole Tim thing, everybody's kind of in here in St. Louis. People are still reeling from this. I can't even really get my words right and articulate it because as I'm speaking these words in real time, I can't still wrap my minds around the demise of somebody that was supposed to be a pillar in our community that could do such a heinous act. I'm just still confused, even though I've done the videos and I understand it from a psychological standpoint, not justifying what he did, but just it through the readings, it's allowing me to see, wow, how bad and how sick he was to even confuse what he did as logical. You know what I mean? So, since he's now the case study of the spiritual realm as far as my path is concerned, we need to go ahead and do a breakdown as far as the women in his life. Now, we all know that Tim did not have a father figure. His father was killed when he was 2 months old, inside his mom's belly. Okay, 2 months. Not, I don't know if you call it a fetus or what, but he was in utero. I think that's the right word. 2 months in utero. And his father was killed. It was like somebody that knew him, somebody shot him, that the father was riding in the car with, up the street, coincidentally on the same street, Natural Bridge, that Andre and his other cousin got killed on. So he didn't have any male figures in his life. So the summation of him can be examined through the women in his life. So this part, is this part 5 now? Part 6 now, actually, because I just did part 5 about the future sweetie pies. So part 6 right here will be about Tim in relation to Janae, Phaedra from Real Housewives of Atlanta, and Jennifer Williams. And perhaps we can see a glimpse of who he is as a partner to again further understand his world. I kind of want to delve into his world because it's like I want to understand him as a whole case study for some reason. I don't know why I'm being led to even do that, but here I am. Okay, just being obedient. Okay, so. And I have a couple of questions that, we'll see what comes up. I don't want to dig too much about the reading and stuff. I don't want to put my bias in it or anything. So, angels, take my bias out of the reading. Protect my energies. Allow me to see the messages clearly and concisely. I only want to deliver clear and concise messages. Please take my bias. Please protect my energy from all seen and unforeseen negative entities, people and things, their energy. Protect me from outside negative energy. So the first thing we're going to look at is him and Janae's relationship. And let's see what comes up. So, what is the true reason why Janae and Tim broke up? Wow. What's the true reason of why Janae and Tim broke up? Whoa, that's a lot of cards. Come on now. Damn, we're gonna read it because it needs to come out. So the Queen of Cups. I don't know if Janae is a water sign, but it just dawned on me that actually Tim is a water sign. His birthday is actually a day after my birthday, which I don't know, maybe it makes me the best person to kind of like I understand him. Again, this is not a condonation. That's not a word, but I'm making it up. I'm not condoning anything that he did. Me and my point of view, it does matter what people do, but it's more important to me about why they did it and this is why this is so very intriguing to me. But anywho, I digress. The Queen of Cups. Janae had problems with the mom. I think okay, so I'm getting two things. So Janae A is very emotional. Tim is very emotional. And it wasn't anything to really balance and stabilize the relationship. It wasn't a yin and yang. It was like a yin and yang. And that's why, or a yang and yang. And that's why it never meshed out. Even though we, the people that watched the show faithfully, or whoever was connected to the situation that rooted for them, they never worked out because it was no balance. Too much of the same equals the same, which equals no progression. You wash one out. You know what I mean? Also, I believe Janae did not like the relationship with him and his mother. I felt like it was no room for her. It was no room for her. It was no room for her. He was already in a partnership that she could not penetrate. It was two things between them. I mean, it was both work, and it was both the mom, and it's just like she could not overcome that. She couldn't find a way in. It's like, yeah, she couldn't find a way in. Like, it just wasn't convenient. Like, her being around just really wasn't convenient. I think, again, divinely they were kept apart because they were never meant to be together. But let's see what the cards say, because I don't want to start imposing my own opinion. So next we have the King of Swords. Tim is very sharp with his words, very blunt. He doesn't. It's not like he's necessarily trying to hurt your feelings. I think he feels like he's wasting too much time trying to mince words. He's all about trying to get to the end point. He's always looking at the end point. He never enjoys the journey. So he's just trying to get to the end. Like, hey, it is what it is. Like, and with them both being emotional, because him being like that isn't necessarily a natural thing. I think it's something that got sharpened in his personality over time. And like what I said, with Janae being so emotional, when he gets like that, she shuts down. So then they have communication problems. The success of the show allowed them to fake their happiness, but also keep them together in a weird way. Had the show not been around, I think things would have ended. Things would have been worse between them. I'm getting the fact that I'm kind of getting a hint that Tim just had a really strong sexual desire or needs that she couldn't meet anyway. Let's see what this next card is. So we got the Queen of Cups. We have the Lovers. We have the King of Swords. We have the Six of Wands. We have the Ace of Wands. And we have the Fool card. So, just in case for any people that wanted to see them. Nobody said that they couldn't see the cards, but just in case. I'm also, let me see, because I don't want to, so to make sure I'm on the right path, because I don't want to, I don't like to mince words either, so I'm trying to say exactly what I'm actually being led to say. Um, I think at some point, a lot of times they thought that there would be a new beginning, a new start, and then quickly it would fizzle out simply because Tim was in his own world. He was so caught up with this world he was creating. Okay, I already know where I need to go. Because he lost so much time being behind bars. It's like, again, when you're jailed, not like I've been to jail, but again, I'm super empathetic, and it's just easy for me to put myself in somebody else's shoes and just understand human nature. But anyway, when you are institutionalized for so long, your development is stopped. Like, time is almost also like stopped for you. And then once you're released over a long period of time that you've been in, and then you're back into society, it's like you're so caught up with the newness of things. You know what I mean? And then his mom and the success and the TV show and everything also gave him accelerated vigor, if you will, and even just made everything, all his wishes, easier to fulfill. And it made things that would be easy for normal people, I mean, like hard for normal people to obtain, it made it easy for him to obtain these things. So he just kind of got caught up in all this newness of this new world, and viewing it from a place of not having money and then now having money. So it's like, yeah, I don't really want to be bogged down with being a family and coming home and being stuck when it's like I feel like I'm missing out. He almost felt like he would be jailed all over again. Like, I know that's crazy, but that is what I am interpreting. Next was the Five of Pentacles. So Janae automatically is going to feel left out in the cold, her and Timmy, simply because he is off creating and exploring this new world through the lens of having money and access. Any dream that he wants to do, any whim, he can make it materialize. And that power, when he's like a thinker, a creator, an innovator, is just endless. Again, being bogged down in the monotony of just coming home, that's it, going to like watching TV, playing, going, like doing that whole routine that a lot of people strive for, that a lot of people are thankful for, that a lot of people feel is the American dream. That was boring to him. That would be, again, being jailed all over again. And I don't think Janae could understand it, because she was just like, but she hadn't been jailed either. You know what I mean? So their mindsets were just on two different wavelengths. Because I think it appeared that he handled getting out so well. I think people forgot that he was, and what that does to a person, and that really no steps were taken to rehabilitate him. He just kind of said he was okay and kind of functioned like he was okay, but clearly, Nine of Pentacles. Again, Janae was only caught up with the excess of looking like a wife, looking like the wife of somebody important. This was her plan all along. Again, I hate to call her a gold digger, but that's what I'm feeling energetically. She may have loved him along the way. I'm not disputing that. I just think her initial plan and how she initially saw herself was one way, and really didn't want to budge of seeing herself another way. When that started to crack, she just was like, this is unbelievable. It's like, but it was almost like it was karma too, because your heart wasn't in the right place. You was only really caught up with the money, the access, the notoriety of being with somebody that was important, that had access and notoriety and money. Like no other reality TV shows was filmed here, being filmed here. I don't know, like I mean I know some, but not like this. And then it was backed by Oprah, so again it gave people a certain notoriety. And this town is small as fuck, so just when you go outside and people notice you, like all that, you know what I mean? Like the hype of it all, the to you know to brag about it. It gave her a bragging point. Again, she wanted to be seen this way. Um. Hmm. Judgment. Again, what she what she envisions for herself and what happens was karma, because her heart was never in the right place. Everything that happened was supposed to happen to both of them. To both of them. And I mean, I hope she truly has found happiness now. But the turmoil that she endured with him was karmic, and it was just according to the reading and divinely what I'm getting. The Queen of Wands. I think she always sought to have some type. I don't know. She envied the relationship he had with the mom. He would do things and concessions and do stuff with the mom that he would never do or did for her. I mean, he did nice things for her, of course, but not like he would do for the mom. Because again, they had a different relationship. Like it was just convenient for them. I don't know. And then with being a Cancer, like you need your mom, you need that mom, that nurturing, that validation. So he was never going to stray from her anyway. She could never replace that. And it was just like, I don't know, like I don't think they had the best relationship either. I think she liked her to a certain extent, but she would call her out on her bullshit, and she didn't like that either. King of Wands. So this was actually be looking. They will be looking to each other. I really think the King of Wands can be two things. The King of Wands could be again talking about the fact that Miss Robbie and Tim was just a bond, evenly yoked. You know what I mean? They were a yin and yang. So because I think she has like a fiery personality. I don't know what Miss Robbie's birthday is. Let me look that up just real quick. But she definitely got a lot of fire in her. Got to be a lot of fire in her chart. Let me see. Come on, phone. Let me see. 1 second. Air. Okay. So she's air and he's water. And those two actually mesh. It's not necessarily a yin and yang, but they're evenly yoked. Okay? Because both is needed in order to carve stuff and make changes. So that's how they work together. But that's why they both appear as wands. Like, interesting. Wish fulfillment. So again, Tim was just living his best life. Like, all his wishes was coming true. He was consumed with his wishes coming true. And they just left Janae behind. Like, Knight of Swords. Again, he was always rushing. He's like a shadowy person. He's like, not shadowy. I mean, shadowy in the fact, like, flighty is how I'm meaning it right now. Like, he would be in and out. Like, just really, like, he would never sit for too long. He's just always off to the next thing. And, like, she'd be like, she always felt like she was chasing him, trying to keep up with him. He was doing it all for the sake of leaving a legacy for Timmy. Again, he was trying to catch up for lost time. Like, one day, it's just like, you know what I mean? He looked at it differently than us just looking at 24 hours. Like, he was trying to cram 48 hours in 24 hours. He was trying to cram a week into one day. Like, that's why he would be off doing so much stuff so quickly. He was constantly making up for lost time, because in his mind, he didn't know when time could stop for him, when he could be taken away again. I think Tim, let me see. And Tim is very controlling and possessive, and you can't control a person. You can't control a person. I think he tried to control her with, like, gifts and money, but that was the immature side of him, and he handled money immaturely. He handled money immaturely, and secrets about how he was in fact really handling his money is gonna come out too. And he controlled the money in their relationship as well. What else? Yeah. So this whole thing about Timmy though, because I hate to bring kids into it, but I can't ignore what I'm feeling. I feel like Timmy appeared like nothing. Like, after he got out the hospital and he was like maybe like one, maybe two, he looks normal. Now, I don't know exactly what's wrong with Timmy. If it was like some developmental issues from just being a preemie or what. I'm not judging that. Again, I don't have kids, so I'm not judging that at all. I've never been around somebody that's been severely preemie like that at all either. But what I do know is intuition. And what I do get is divine messages. And something is raising my red flags to be like, something's not right. I'm just going to come out and say it. I feel like this is not the reading, because I will ask about this, but me energetically, I feel, and I don't like to really interject this into the readings, but I'm just going to say it at this point and then ask, that I feel like she did something out of frustration of being alone, of Tim just leaving her holding the bag, if you will, with being a parent. Parents will watch this video and understand what I'm talking about. You could be in a dark place. This was her first child. She was super independent, and some moms take on the mesh and just understand that they take a back seat and they're fine with that. Some moms, it takes an adjustment because all they know is they were just caring for themselves, and then now they have to care for this person, but now they don't have help either that they thought that they would. You know what I mean? And then you just don't get a timeout. It's not like a break. So they could push one over the edge. Who knows if she dealt with postpartum depression or what have you. But it seems like events occurred to where, like, the scene was built for something like this to occur, with him being hurt or harmed out of frustration. But I'll ask. So let's ask. Did Janae contribute to any of Timmy's developmental issues? Did Janae contribute to any of Timmy's developmental issues? Did Janae contribute to any of Timmy's developmental issues? I think this actually wanted to come out first. So, the Three of Pentacles. Let's see. The Three of Pentacles. And so, just to pause this real quick on some real life shit. I watched my sister have 5 kids, and I seen what, like, just, and it didn't have nothing to do with the premium, but they just add on to it, right? But I seen her as a young mom just not be ready, you know what I mean, and did a lot of mistakes, and I had to step up. Like, I'm just saying, I seen it firsthand how, as a younger person, you can make mistakes being a mom rather than when you're older. I seen it. But anyway, back to the reading. Trying to see where, I feel like I'm not connecting with what they're wanting me to see with this Three of Pentacles. I think, again, she was just so focused on being like, working so hard at being a good mom, and being looked at as a good mom. She was very obsessed with how she was just obsessed with looking like a good mom. But I don't know necessarily if she truly was. Like, she read a lot of books. Like, she was always on the internet, I'm saying. Just, like, consumed with being seen as a good mom. Like, and I think just a good mom necessarily isn't, like, the smartest mom. It's just a mom that's trying her best. A mom that just loves you and nurtures you. And it just kind of comes from within. I don't have kids, but I'm very mentally astute. And it's just that a mom, I mean, because all this technology and all this stuff wasn't accessible, and it's been moms for thousands of years. So you don't need all that stuff to be a good mom. That's all I'm saying. I'm just reading this. So, okay, so I see what it's saying. Again, what I thought initially, she was just consumed with looking like a good mom, like having the best, having this, doing this in school, but it's like she missed the key elements of being a good mom. So it's like that did hinder his development because she was consumed with the wrong things about being a good mom. It seems like on an emotional level she was absent because of this whole thing with Tim. Like, their breakup was just a horrible time for them and to little Timmy to be born. Yeah, it's just saying emphasis on materialism, status, social considerations, and family pressures. So, all right. And I mean, and I think I think she was consumed with the perfection of looking like this mom in this certain way, just like the Nine of Pentacles came out to represent her. She was so consumed with looking in the image of that. Like, it's crazy. Well, it'll come out later, but we'll see. So, she would even go as far as trying to defend this image of how she wanted things to be seen. Like she wanted to put look Timmy up on this. This is weird. It's like she wanted to put Timmy up on this pedestal for people to see. Strange. But she would defend if anybody had any criticisms towards her. Weird. But the question was, did she contribute to any of his developmental flaws? And it's looking like yes. Now, I'm going to ask next, did she physically harm him to cause any developmental delays? Did Janae harm Timmy in any way to cause, did Janae physically harm Timmy to cause any developmental delays? Did Janae physically harm Timmy to cause any developmental delays? Did Janae physically harm Timmy? I'm seeing verbal abuse. The first card is representing verbal abuse. I think she did hit him out of frustrations. I'm saying she hit him. I'm not familiar with what it looks like with shaken baby syndrome, but I'm getting that. Like I'm getting that vibe. Again, y'all don't come for me in the comments about bringing this child into it, but this is part of it. This is what's being hidden, and this stuff needs to come out. This is why I'm the messenger. So please don't come for me in the comments, because y'all gonna get me up here cussing and doing all that fussing again, and I don't got time for that. I'm really just a messenger. If you don't like what I'm saying, you can click off the video, okay? Because let's not act like we don't know people that have done this. Let's not act like it may be parents on her that have done this, okay? So this is a thing. If it wouldn't be a thing, it wouldn't be in our vocabulary. It's a thing. Okay, so don't come for me with that shit, but I'm definitely seeing that. I don't know if she did it often. But she did do it. Allegedly. And I think that's the hospital would get involved. Like I don't know if they said something, but they felt a certain way, and they would have people check in on him from time to time and his development. She would try to dominate the situation when it came to like his health and everything. Like you're his sole like again, it's plenty of people that's out here that's been preemies, okay, and you don't even know that they was preemies, okay, and they don't have any developmental issues. I know everybody's different, but it just seemed like she did something out of frustration. Either she hit him or she shook him. I don't know. But these cards are suggesting that she did something. And it may have caused the surgery. What she did. It may have had to cause him to have some type of surgery. me see something. Then we got the Nine of Wands. She would have a really defensive attitude when people would ask her at the hospital, or just people that knew them on a personal level. She would get very defensive about it. She didn't want people around him. She would isolate him from people, is what I'm hearing. It feels a little bit like a Munchausen syndrome. This is wild. Like, I feel like she would get frustrated. Like, I told you to stay out of there. I told you to leave that alone. And just get frustrated. Because it was nobody to kind of step in and be a buffer and give her that time out. Again, I think she done this out of... I'm not saying that she didn't love her kid. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that out of frustration, once again, I may even sound like a broken record at this point. Because I want y'all to understand, because I know this is a touchy subject. So I'm holding y'all with kid gloves right now, because again, I know this is a touchy subject for people. I'm not saying she did not love him. I'm just saying that, again, out of frustration, you can do things as a mom that you would normally do out of stress and out of frustration, and just out of grief. You know what I mean? Like, let's see. Then we got the eight of wands next to that. I feel like she would hit him with something. I don't know, like a belt. Like, would she would hit him with something fast. Like, she would, like the swift. I feel like she would just like hit him. I don't know. I don't know. Hmm. But again, she had an affair. She had an affair as a means to get back at Tim. So let's lead into that. And before we get there, I'm just gonna ask flat out: did Janae ever hit Timmy? Has she ever? I don't know how to word that. Like, hit him to harm him, or has she ever shaken him? Has she? Did she ever physically abuse Timmy? Did Janae ever physically abuse Timmy? Did Janae ever physically... And see, this card comes back out, and that's a yes, she did. Okay, moving on. So, did Janae cheat on Tim? Did Janae cheat on Tim? Looking like a yes. Did Janae cheat on Tim while they were engaged? That's what I'm hearing. While they were engaged. With somebody that works closely. It's coming up with this. People that work closely with them had to be people like a cameraman. Somebody like a dude that's holding props. Doesn't this dude not look like a cameraman? Am I tripping? I don't know. A cameraman? This hair is fine. I know what this card means, but I don't know if I'm missing a meaning. Yeah, it's something that started off as plutonic and it just happened. And they had sex a lot, like I'm seeing. Like, yeah. But it was something that was hidden, though, because this is a cloaked individual. Her actions were hidden. Because I don't think that ever came out. Interesting. Let's see. How did Tim find out that she cheated? How did a fight? She said it. A fight. She said it. He was even going to go as far as to be like, is that even my son I'm hearing? I don't know. Question her. Yeah, the paternity. It was through a fight. She said it in an argument. Let me see. How did Tim find out that Janae cheated? How did Tim find out that Janae cheated? It was a karmic situation of how he found out. He may have walked in and seen it. He may have walked in and seen it. He may have walked in and seen something that was like, what the fuck? Like, oh, I thought you was working late. Interesting. Why did Tim and Janae break up? Why did Tim and Janae break up? Why did Tim and Janae break up? They broke up because, again, he was too consumed with his world and his life and not building a life with her. I'm saying he had too many burdens. Not burdens, but irons in the fire. Too many projects. Didn't have time. And I'm saying, he didn't want to play house. He didn't want to play house. He didn't want to give her the perfect life that she wanted. Again, she is a perfectionist. So she's seen things a certain way. And they broke up because Tim just was like, I can't be that guy. And also filming broke them up. The camera crew, the whole filming of the reality show broke them up. Did Tim ever hit Janae? Did Tim ever physically hit Janae? Did Tim ever hit Janae? Hit, punch. Yep. 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 Yeah, they had a lot of disagreements. and they interests clash. Like, yeah, personality conflicts, but I had already elaborated on that earlier in the video. They had both had a lot of unresolved things from their childhood that didn't, their demons didn't mesh. Their demons didn't like each other, is what I'm hearing. Yeah. She was still mad about this fact that this wedding was not gonna happen. How did you, I mean, that's another reason why they would fight, and they had a lot of fights over that, and physical fights over this wedding. Like, she was just so frustrated with, like, how am I planning a wedding, how am I dealing with a wedding, and I can't even get you to look at anything. Like, you're not trying to pick out colors, you don't want to go over suits, you don't want to figure out where, you don't want to talk about a honeymoon, because I feel like you really didn't want to marry her. Like, interesting. Let's ask, how does Tim feel about Janae? This is crazy. These same two cards just came back out. How does Tim feel about that? She only cared about this image. She was putting Timmy too much up on a pedestal, and he feel like she was coddling him. He felt like she was so defensive when it came to uh like comments he would say to her about Timmy, like that she was hiding something. Like, what are you hiding? Like, felt like she was secretive. Like, she would be doing weird moves. Like, why are you doing it? Like, I don't know. What other messages? And then it felt like she was all about money. Like, you were not about me, you're about money. Felt like she was a gold digger. So, boom, we got the truth. All right, let's move on to his next relationship, Phaedra. I didn't even know. Like, this is crazy that he was even with Phaedra. He was like, that's weird. That's interesting. How does Phaedra feel about Tim? She felt like he was a swindler. He's a scammer. He can't completely be trusted. Like, I don't know if she would completely just let her guard down with him. She felt like he was a charmer, and if she wasn't too careful, that he could charm her out of some shit. And she normally the motherfucker that charm. She normally is the charmer. So he was smooth. He was charming. I'm getting that. But saw him as kind of like a bully. I think she seen or witnessed him bully people. Like, just toss his weight around. She felt that he had a lot of things going on. That he was busy. He was a businessman. He had a lot of cool ideas. She liked his intelligence. But I don't know if she completely trusted him. I don't know if he completely trusted her. But she tried to concoct a plan. She tried to concoct a plan around him. He was a part of a plan. She knew stuff was up about him that she couldn't quite put her finger on. But ultimately she stopped talking to him because of her intuition was like, hell no, something ain't right. She even when Maeve got a reading done about him and stuff came up, and she was like, nah, let me get the fuck out of Dodge. And I think she into girls. And she tried to play that celibacy thing. I don't know if they actually slept together, but she tried to play that whole celibacy thing with him. And he wasn't going for that shit. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know if they ever had sex physically. Like, maybe they fooled around, but I don't know about sex. But they were dating though. She liked Miss Robbie. She liked Miss Robbie. And She liked how he would kind of balance out her emotions and bring out her softer side. But when he got mad, and she didn't like his anger. She didn't like his temper. She seen his temper, and she did not like his how he would handle things. She didn't like how he didn't have any bedside manner. She typically liked older men anyway. He didn't fit the bill. She kind of likes older men though. And I don't know if her father was around and witnessed something, but the father didn't like him. She was juggling between him and somebody else. And she chose the person that had more money than Tim. She liked that he was fun. He was fun. She liked it, celebrating. I don't know if she was with him for celebrations of some sort, some type of holidays of some sort. Maybe something about a birthday, but she liked that he knew how to have fun. He knew how to party. He knew how to party. But he was controlling, and she can't be controlled. She don't like no controlling men. Again, he had secrets. She felt that he had secrets about his sexuality that he wasn't completely coming clean with. I feel like she had an inkling that some is being left up to the imagination about his sexuality. She planned the breakup because she was like, this motherfucker is crazy. She felt a tinge of that. She planned the breakup strategically. And again, it's because she was like, no. No, I can't be manipulated. And this is not working out how I thought it was going to go. So I need to go ahead and create an illusion of why we don't get along. And we need to break up. Like, she liked him for different aspects. She liked the people that Charles was around. Charles was around me. Look, that must be a Freudian slip. She may have really liked Charles too. But she liked the people that Tim was around, and she liked being around him. And again, it was fun times being around him. But yeah, she was like, hell nah, brother, you got too many question marks, too many red flags. So that's how Phaedra felt about Tim. How did Tim feel about Phaedra? How did Tim feel about Phaedra? He felt like she was just putting on for the camera, like this just a reality. So he like, no, she pretty and she accomplished and she charming and charismatic and everything like that, and very smooth, and you know what I mean, very ladylike and dainty. But he felt like a part of her was trying to finagle something for a show, a storyline for a show. It would be a good storyline for a show. How did Tim feel about Phaedra? He felt like she was sneaky and conniving and could not be trusted, and was like, this lady always trying to outsmart me. Like, she may be taking me from granted because maybe I'm from St. Louis, thinking like I'm some country bumpkin, but I'm more smart. I'm actually smarter than you think. I'm actually smarter than you think. I feel like he said that to her. He liked their mental combinations and simulations and stuff like that, and like they would have dinner dates and stuff like that, and that seems all well and good. Like, she may even be like a mentor. Like, he may go to her from advice from time to time. I think they're actually still really good friends. Like, he was more interested in a friendship with her than an actual relationship. Okay, so let's move on to Jennifer. Like, this shit was like, when that shit really hit the fan, I thought Jennifer was crazy because I don't like her and her fucking white eyeshadow and her just them damn contacts and just her little twisted little lip. Like, she got that little Bobby Brown jaw look to her, and she just is annoying. Like, she. So I'm not. So I. It just like took me away from just her credibility of how we just seen her in other shows. So it's like it just led me to not believe it, and it's like, damn. It seems like we should have believed her, but let's see what this court of spirituality says allegedly. So, how does Jennifer feel about Tim? How does Jennifer? Boom. And these cards was upright, so that wasn't even an accident. How does Jennifer feel about Tim? He wouldn't get her ass no money. He was cheap. He was cheap. That's what I'm hearing. He was cheap. He was not trying to spend the money on the things that I spend money on. He was cheap. Why is that the first thing to come out, though, Jennifer? He was cheap. I'm weak. She was like, I don't know if I can trust really how you making money. Like, something ain't completely, something ain't. And then he would have like, oh, my money tied up. Like, look, I got all this stuff going on. I ain't got money to be spending that. Like, I'm focused on, you know what I'm saying? He'd always give her that rigmarole, and she'd be like, what? Like, this fool don't really got money for real. He out here front like he got money. He don't got money for real. His money was always tied up, and she was just like, I don't know if he just, I don't know if he got what he say he got. I don't know if he is telling the truth about how he making his money. And why won't he spend it? She was like, is he just bad with money? Like, crazy. But yeah, she could not get what she wanted out of Tim to save her life. She could not get it. And that frustrated the hell out of her because she wasn't used to being told no. And again, they will argue about money heavily. They argued about cheapness. They argued about money. She constantly wanted him to look and play a certain role out there. Like, this is how we do it out here. Like, that's what I'm hearing. This is how we do it out here. And he was like, motherfucker, I'm not even from here. I'm gonna do what I normally do out here. Like, I'm not finna be spending all this crazy buku amount of money on you. Like, what, girl? Ain't no goddamn sugar daddy. Like, I'm hearing something like that, right? And yeah, they would have fights, but they wasn't compatible anyway because she looking for one thing and he looking for one. I don't really know. I think she was trying to morph to be like, she was just looking for somebody to take care of her, really, somebody to pay a fucking bill, and he seen right through it. Simple as that. Period. And I think he would buy stuff and she'd be like, so where mine at? And he'd be like, what you mean? Where you was at? We ain't married. This is hilarious. This is hilarious. This is hilarious. She felt like a knock to her. I don't know. She like, I know I look good enough to get this out. I'm like, why is he not, falling for like my lures? Like, he was not. He was not. Then we got the Knight of Swords reversed. Let's see what that's about. Yeah, they would have horrible fights. They would say horrible things to each other. I mean, like, things would get really nasty because she coming from a place of insecurity of why aren't you spending money on me? Why are you treating me this way? Like what? I'm a upgrade to where you come from. I'm probably the best looking female you ever even been with. Like you was fucking with trash. Like you've made it when you got to me. Like she had this air, and he would just be like, no, bitch, I got to take you down a few notches because you got me fucked up. Like that's what I'm hearing. Yeah, they would. I mean, like they would have some really excessive arguments. Like things would like her behavior would be chaotic because she could not get a read on Tim, and like and she would do irrational things, and then that would irritate him, and then he is reacting out of frustration and thin patience and irritability. Like I don't know, I could see him pushing her uh like a choke, like bitch you got me fucked up, like choke her and like make it to like I don't know. He would do bullying things like she trying to open the door, he just holding it like, girl, you is not like until you calm. I don't know until you calm down. Like he would just like, or I don't know, use his weight. I feel like she just was. She got fed up with her little approach with trying to be like all sweet and blah blah blah. She got fed up with that and started to show her real side. And he was like, "Bitch, I don't know. Like I don't. This is crazy. This is some wild shit. This feels chaotic. This feels confusing. I'm getting a headache. I feel like somebody got hit in the head. Somebody got hit in the head. Queen of Wands. Reverse. This is very interesting. I knew that it would be interesting. Reverse. Yeah, the shadow side of a female. Like, yeah, that's what I just said. I'm like, well, she wasn't like getting her way with this little smooth little, like, yeah, whatever you like on some damn Coming to America type shit. When that wouldn't work to try to get the money or whatever she wanted Tim to do, like she would just flip the switch. Like, I think this question was originally about what was this? Did I ask how did she feel about Tim? Yeah, like, so I don't know how this turned into. I'm bashing her, but this is what's coming up. Okay, and then let's see. I don't know. I feel like he was deceiving her to a certain extent, and he had this moodiness, and she was just like, be one person already. He lied to her about where he would be. He was talking to other females, and you know, because he really, I don't know if he was really into her. Like he was, and then he was like, hell no, but then he really wouldn't break it off. Like emotional blackmail. And I think his thing is little. And she would constantly bring that up in the fights, like, and that's why your dick little. Like, shit crazy. And that would really take him over the edge. He went out his way for like to do emotional blackmail with her and to block her efforts of independence. So whatever she was saying was ultimately true. She made up a little bit of the shit, but ultimately what she was saying was true. Yeah. She just felt like Tim was right no matter what. It was no reasoning with him. Like, it was just his way or the highway. It was like she could not reason with him. Interesting. Whew. Lord. So let's ask, how did Tim, I think we already know, but how did Tim feel about Jennifer? How did Tim that she was just putting on a show to be caught on camera? She was just only doing shit for the cameras. She was only doing shit for the cameras. She was making shit more than what it was for the cameras, for camera time. That's what I'm hearing. She was just doing shit for the cameras. Interesting. Any other messages? How does Tim feel about Jennifer? How does Tim feel about Jennifer? Again, I think at the beginning he enjoyed their connection, but again they were unevenly yoked. She again he she took him to the legal system, and he really got this sensitive thing about the legal system and cops, and because again he was institutionalized for 10 years and didn't get out till he was 27 and went in when he was 17. So yeah, he wasn't trying to go back to the courts for no fucking reason. Like, and the fact that she brought him back to the courts was unforgivable. But I feel like he's saying, why did I even allow you to bait me into a situation for these fucking cameras? Again, she just wanted shit to be all about her. She wanted to be treated like some fucking beauty queen that she wasn't. She also just wanted somebody to sustain her lifestyle, and that's not me. I'm not a fucking sugar daddy. I'm not even old. Like, that's what I'm hearing. And he was like, yeah, she got two sides. She got two sides. He got two sides. She got two sides. And these motherfuckers was 4 people. So, that's that on that. But you know what I want to know? Did he sleep with that girl, that assistant girl? Did Tim sleep with Danielle, his assistant? Did Tim sleep with Danielle, his assistant? Damn. No. 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 She didn't even look at him like that way. It was totally professional. Okay. Beats me. Well, look, y'all, there you have it. Okay. So today we covered the women, and how they viewed Tim. So I don't know, I don't know what I was finna say, but I was finna say actually that we got to view him or see him in a light from their eyes. I don't know if that's what I was finna say. I don't know if that helps y'all see the situation that we're currently dealing with him and Andre differently, or it adds to more of a mystery. I don't know if this maybe answered some questions y'all had or validated something y'all already knew, but I know it definitely did for me. So don't forget to comment and like and subscribe. Definitely subscribe. Get my subscribers up. Like, I'm trying to keep this content coming. Like, I wanna be that one person that's reader on here to do readings that nobody do, or say things that nobody say, or hold back. Like, I just want to be that person. Y'all get my followers up. You know what I'm saying? Tell your friends about me. You hear me? Because this is going to be more topics to come. Like, just because this is what's in the news right now, it's going to be way more shit in the news, and I'm going to cover each one of those topics when it come up, as I see fit, though, because sometimes stuff not even really worthy of my time. Like, I don't even really want to know that, but whatever. So don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Remember to comment respectfully, because I don't have time for y'all bullshit. If you want to be added to the block list, go ahead and say something to the left, and that's where you'll end up. Don't forget to vibrate higher, people. Wake up. Critical thinking. Like, I feel like it's no critical thinking out in the world no more. Seek the truth. Stay safe. Y'all need to start, spreading more love out here. And until next time, I'll see y'all soon.